So today, let me first quick introduce myself. So this is Dorra. I'm product lead at AWS. I'm based in Berlin. Yeah, in my personal life, I'm a mom of two daughters under four. And that's actually leading me to my the topic that I will talk today. So when I received when I saw actually the event that Oma was really nice to share with me. I had really like a spark to answer a question that I'm receiving every single week. How do I manage to really work in different time zones within AWS, more precisely in Seattle time zone and Berlin time zone, and having two daughters and still like practicing my public speaking, and I'm teaching also. So, and I know that, okay, this is something that for sure women want to know because that's actually our strength. And today I will navigate everyone through really how I went from a junior product manager to a product lead, and still I consider that I'm blessed to have a balanced motherhood life. So when I was thinking about what I could share, I wanted first to really share three main aspects that, for me at least, I consider three of them combined. They helped me a lot to feel stable at some period of time, because you will talk about later that you will never ever feel satisfied and balanced all the time. You will feel it in period of times, and you have to work a lot as a woman to really feel the stability coming again and again. And those three aspects are really careful planning, effective time management, and supportive network. I will share 10 key points that I'm practicing almost around the year, and that I'm evaluating myself to see really if I'm meeting my expectations in my personal life, in my career and professional life, and combine it both if I'm really happy by the end of the year. And the first point that I always consider really important is to prioritize and delegate. I know everyone will say, yeah, this is something that all product manager does and everything, but actually this is really, really hard when it comes to balancing between both. So you need really to identify both at work and at home what you consider really important and what you can delegate to other people. And this is actually coming by learning. So you will learn through time what's high impact activities in your professional and personal life. And this is something that your network will help a lot. For my, like, I always say to my colleagues when they ask me about this, I use education. I'm actually educating my husband and my daughters at home to really respect what I consider a priority and to go with that. But also at work, I educate my colleagues, because there is nothing that they take granted, because they will tell you are bringing your personal life to work. No, you educate them, you normalize things. And as an example, for it's really funny, but my daughters attend the meetings with me at night, because I work sometimes until 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. because it's morning Seattle time. So they are with me, and I never apologize for that, because I'm not doing any mistake. So since day one, they were seeing my babies with me, 8 months, 1 year, and now 3 years, and they never say that this is something weird, because I educated them that this is normal. And I'm not saying sorry because my daughter interrupted me while I'm working at night. So these are the things that I learned a lot. And also to delegate to my colleagues. So through time, I built a circle, what I call my trust circle at work. They are people that I can even tell them to attend meetings on my behalf. People that I trust, when I'm not in that meeting, that they will tell me if there is a red flag or something that I need to watch after the meeting. And this is how I'm trying to keep things moving forward in my professional life. In the personal life, it's really more challenging, because I'm in Berlin, I have no family, zero family. So I'm now 6 years here with no support. So I'm delegating to my husband. And actually, something that if you have a partner or planning to have a partner in the future, the choice is really important here. If you are planning to grow in your career, you need really someone supportive that can back up you in emergency situation. you need to wake up at midnight or 2 a.m. because there is an on-call going on. So that's something really important. The second key point that I learned through time is what we call set boundaries. We hear this word a lot, actually setting boundaries, but it's something that you define through time. What I mean by that? So every year, in the beginning of the year, I have my one-on-one with my manager for the year, but also I sit down, I have my one-on-one with my husband, and I set new boundaries. If my priority this year is really to grow up in my professional life, what are the new boundaries? Like, for example, like when I decided to go for product lead, like I tolerate more work after hours. And for my private life, because my daughter now start like 3 years, starting having activities and like swimming classes. So also I gave a hint to my manager what I call personal boundaries. And I told him this year also I'm planning to have more time within the day for my daughter. And so the boundaries is something that you define every year, and there is no strict boundaries because you are trying to grow in both being a good mom, but also being like a successful product manager and start managing other people, which is something that no one wants, like that in their career they use against them the fact that they are a mom and they are not really 100% dedicated to work. The third key point that also was really like, let's say, critical, it's flexible work arrangement. Why I put this here, it was not in my mind actually 2 years ago, but now because unfortunately with the hybrid work and the back to office strategy that we are having around us, it became more like challenging again and again for us as mom to really like work from home and dedicate some time for our families. And I personally, like something that I fight a lot is to still have the working from home. It was a lot of discussion between me and my manager, and this is something that I encourage other women to do, is to really ask themselves the question: do they tolerate working 3 days from the office? If not, what's their plan? Are you really more into working from home fully? Then your next step is to see how you can accommodate that and try to have something flexible for you and not overwhelm yourself as a person, because that will be impacted in both sides, in your personal life and in your professional life. The third point is effective time management. You need, like, as a best practice that I'm doing is I tag, like I block in my calendar everything. So I have one big calendar that I block even time to read an article, or to check my emails, or to pick up my daughter from the daycare. So really be very nano, like do the nano management, because that will help you a lot to decide what you need to prioritize over what during that day if you have something urgent. The fifth key point is build a support network. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's really important for you to define what we call support network, especially at work. It's people that you can trust and that can tolerate the fact that you have something emergent in your professional life, and people that can take over work. So every time I have someone joining the team new, I always make sure that he is aware that I'm a mom, and that it happens that even there is a critical meeting that I need to be present, I'm not there, but it doesn't mean that I should not be effective after that meeting, or that I will not follow up with my action items. So I rely a lot on taking notes. So I talk with my colleagues to take notes for me and send them to me, to have an agenda that I read prior to the meeting, and also to sometimes delegate to other colleagues to attend in my place and tell me like later on if there is something critical that I have to follow up. This is really a best practice that helps me a lot with, especially with time zone difference. The sixth point, which I was talking a lot about actually in other key points, which is communicate openly. Communicate openly to your manager, to your family, to everyone. What are your priorities? What are your goals? So that they can help you. If you will stay if you will keep your goals to yourself, your manager will expect what he is thinking it's your goal, and your family will set their own expectations, thinking that these are the right expectations, and you will find yourself lost in between and drained. You have no energy for that. And this is, I think, all of us we went through at some point of time. The seventh point, which is stay flexible. Always try to show that you are flexible and that you can really adjust your plan based on the like the new event that can happen during the day, because it will happen. You need to accept it, but you need just to be smart enough to manage it properly. Yeah, last but not least, self-care. I insist in this point. Dedicate time for yourself in all of this. In all of this, you need really to maintain your physical and mental health. If you will, if something goes wrong with you, all what you are trying to maintain will fall apart. And this is not really what you are trying to achieve as a mom and as a like a professional person. Yeah, and the ninth point is celebrate achievements. So always to feel that you are progressing and that your approach and strategy is working wherever you are, like achieving even something small, even delivering, like sometimes I delivered just a small feature. I just celebrate it because it was like a lot of work after it, and to always feel that really that all the work that I did, all the effort that I did is really worth, because I can see the results, from small results to big results of being promoted, for example. And the last point is continuous learning. So do not forget always to dedicate time for learning. And like, because I know in some positions, it's really hard to dedicate time for learning. So what I'm doing is I'm always trying to enroll courses and also attend conferences. And a trick that I'm doing is that I always combine between family vacation and conferences. So wherever there is a conference in a good location, I take that opportunity, because like, let's, for example, I'm interested in 10 conferences. Of course, I cannot with 2 kids travel to 10 conferences or leave them alone for 10 occasions a year. So what I do is that I pick up my top 3 conferences that they add value to my career in terms of like the target that I defined for my career in that year. And I discuss it with my husband, and we see how we can combine that as a family vacation. So I attend the conference, I take my daughters with me, I take my husband, and it's family vacation somehow. Especially that I have a 7 months baby. So it's really something that I need to have the baby with me all the time. And that's a good thing that I'm proud of. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. This is more or less like the learnings from being a mom 3 years. I hope that I shared at least one useful thing with you, and feel free also to tell me what are your best practices so that I can get inspired from.